Cool. So after moving the camera around and stuff, the probably next most useful thing you want to know is actually how to move objects about. So if you've selected an object, the way that you move it around is basically it's the W, E, and R keys on the keyboard. So W is for move, and then E is rotate, and then the R is for scale. We won't be doing too much scaling properly, but definitely the move and rotation are very important, obviously. So if I press the W key, I can now move this thing around like this. I can click on this one to move in two axes, and similar for the rotation. If I click on the axes like this, I can now rotate this thing around. Now, just so you know, when you click on this, you'll need to click on the actual green kind of dome if you want to move it around. If you click on the actual saucer part and try and move it, you'll find that kind of moves by itself. That's because it's set up in a particular hierarchy. So we need to select the top of the hierarchy here to move it. But one other thing to say is if you're in the move or rotate tools, you'll see that now that I've rotated this thing, and I go to the move tool, you'll see that the actual axes are not aligned with the object. And that's because I'm in like world mode for movement. So the way to kind of see that or change it is you have to come over to here to what's called the tool settings. So it looks like a little hammer. If you click on that, it will bring up the options for this particular tool, the move tool. I can change the orientation of this, the axes here by clicking here and selecting object, world, and there's a few others, but we tend to just use these object and world ones for now. So if I change it to object, you'll see that now my axes are actually aligned with the object itself. So the y-axis, the green one, is lined up with the UFO. If I change it back to world, then you'll see that they're not actually lined up. So you'll only notice that if you've actually rotated the object like this, so that it's at an angle. But yeah, the same is true for the rotate tool. So if I press the E key to go into rotate mode, and I go to axis orientation, and then I change that to object, now you will see that the actual axes are aligned with the object itself here. Now, if you want to come out of like move or rotate mode, you can press Q on the keyboard, and that will just put you back into normal kind of selection mode. But just be aware when you do that, obviously you won't be able to access the kind of orientation thing here. You'll have to go back into move mode in order to be able to select that. You can also click on the buttons here. So this is select mode, this is move, and this is rotate, and that is scale. But I would get used to the keyboard shortcuts. So it's Q, W, E, and R to affect those.